First of all, before starting this rig, I looked at how other artists achieve their rigs by looking at animation reels from such as on YouTube, and then by researching how to do stuff like twist bones, splines, max script from such websites as Paul Neal and CAD2 Design, and this meant advanced techniques such as advanced sliders and max script could be learnt and implemented. Also, when I chose a mesh, I had to be careful that there was no errors, so I chose a dominance war one, which is used in dominance war competitions. And the one I chose was middle ground, not too hard, not too easy, as I didn't have previous experience. So the one I chose, I noticed, looked quite a bit like the Berserker from Gears of War, which I then researched how it looked in the game when being animated as such in the game. And then all this was aided by such books as Digital Creature, Rigging and Body Language. And then after all this research, I could then begin on creating the rig. And this is the mesh I was using. And while I was creating the rig, I kept a good layer convention and naming of the layer and bones, which enables me to freeze and hide things quite a lot easier. Like for example, this shoulder B has B underscore for blend, right RGT for an arm for right arm, then blend for the blend bone. And this means it can be selected easily without making mistakes. Also, a good colouring system was used. Example, IKFK bone systems are bright red and bright green. Also, the blend bones are split apart from left from right, with a light coloured red and a light coloured green, which enables the animator to select things without accidentally clicking on other ones he didn't want to edit. Also, the blend bones have a good hierarchy system, like this thumb for example, set up so that when one part of a limb, the parent, the child, move, then by using the tutorials of such as Paul Neal, twist bones in the blend bones was able to be created, as shown by this bright blue. So for example, when I rotate the FK, or the FK controls, or the FK wrist controls, the twist bones move, which I added because I noticed a natural twist in arms when being moved, which was due to the research. Also, an IK system was built with elbow controls, which are done by a look-at constraint to the actual elbow joint, so the animator can easily move the elbow. And in setting up the I could set up the IKFK blend system, which was set up like so that when it moves, it sets up a comprehensive blend. And I've also set up a slider control how much weighted to blend into IK or FK. For example, when I move it down, it will go one to the other, which is handy for the animator if he wants to set up a certain kind of weighting of blend. Also, I created using MaxScript this here for the right arm and the left arm, which creates two buttons and a snap feature. So if I want to get my IK to my FK, I can click on this for example, and it will move directly to it. And this can be undone pretty easily, like so. And there you are, easily controlled and maintained for the animator. Also, spine controls are set up by using up node controllers, point helpers. So for example, this spline control rotates the thing like rotates the spine like that. These controllers affects the top of the spine like so. The up nodes affect the rotation of the actual bones, which is handy for the animator. Also, with the legs, the same IKFK system blend was used with the sliders, but this legs use a triple IK system, which is linked to this spline control to make it easier for the animator, which all the controls are linked to, for example, which also has a comprehensive slider control, so the animator can easily access all these functions without having to go through manually editing things. Also, appropriate skinning techniques was used through learning Paul Neal, so that the edit envelopes could make the legs move good without affecting, distorting any of the mesh, like this for example. And also with the spine controls, for example, there. Now I'm going to discuss the strengths and weaknesses of my system. The main strength of my system was I used a comprehensive workflow, which means I was able to gain knowledge and try techniques while I was going along, and that led to me using the more advanced sliders and the Mac script. Also, because of my workflow, the correct naming convention, and the layer management system, when the animator comes to animating the actual system, it will make his life a lot easier to use. And because of good time management, as I said before, the Mac script was able to be used. But there are a few weaknesses in my workflow, and that is that I could have attempted things before the actual semester started, which would have led me to be able to use a more complex mesh, such as the daemon. Also, because of corrupt files with Macs, the workflow was interrupted and a bit of catch-up was needed, so my more complex Mac features I wanted to try Mac script features wasn't able to done. The improvement was really that I could have spent a lot more time throughout the semester creating a rig and getting feedback. Also, I could have created a spline and a comprehensive Mac script control for the hand, which would have made it a bit easier for the animator rather than manually. Also, recommended improvements by an accomplished animator, Paul Neal, was to create 5 twist bones for the actual character, like it says in his email here. Thank you for listening to my character rigging video.